description of a championship bout between champion Bronko Nagurski and challenger Vincent now across the ring over to his corner. Nagurski, you know, is defending his title for the first time since won it from Dean Detton 2 months ago. Lopez claimed the title at one time, and he won it tonight. But Nagurski over in his corner there now that you're looking at doing, he's going to run there, is introducing these boys in his own colorful way as each is the plaudits of the crowd. That being champion Nagurski, and now Vincent Lopez coming out, and the two boys getting their final instructions from the referee in the center of the ring. And incidentally, the referee does a little more than instruct. He looks them over to see if they've got any goose grease or something on them there, giving them an unfair advantage. Quite a little exercising going on the ropes here. And there goes the bell, and both boys come out of their corners fighting, sparring around in the center of the ring, looking each other over very carefully. They even refuse to go into a referee's hole there to start this bout off, and now they're into it, but it doesn't last very long as they break out of it. And now Lopez went down to the mat as he missed a try for a toe hold there that might have done some damage. And Nagurski is in there trying to get that Beals on Vincent Lopez, but Lopez took out of it with a smash to the body. He's an exponent of those elbow smashes to the body, but he doesn't always use the elbow. Sometimes it's the fist, and I imagine we'll see some of that tonight. Can't see just exactly what that hold is there, so we let you listen to the roars of the crowd here as this bout proceeds. Well, they went over against the ropes, and Lopez series of rights and lefts to the midsection, but the referee would have none of that. The referee has to be right on his toes in one of these terrific smashing, particularly when Lopez is in there, and they're left midden, and this time Nagurski is a little bit too wary, and he jumps away before Lopez can get that toe hold that obviously he went after. They went back very briefly into that referee's out of it as Nagurski threw Lopez up against the rope. Back out in the center of the ring again, and still they're not going into that referee's hold. But now do it, and watch this. Down to the canvas they go with Nagurski on top, trying to get that head chancery, and now he's got it, but no, Lopez pushes that right into the midsection again. Nagurski doesn't like it, and neither does the referee. And now it's Nagurski's toe hold, which can be a very hold if he hangs onto it long enough. And he's going to do it because he has Mr. Lopez in a very tough spot. Lopez flat on his face on that canvas there, and Nagurski pressing that advantage for all he's got with that toe hold. And there's plenty of punishment there, as you can tell by Lopez writhing in agony there on the canvas. Lopez turning over onto his back, trying to escape that pain, but then he's got to turn over again, otherwise those shoulders will be down to the mat. Up to a wrestler's bridge for a minute, and then over onto his face, and this time perhaps he's going to break out of it. And yes, the tables are turned, and now it's Nagurski that's having that toe hold applied to him, and he doesn't like it because all his weight is just jumping up and down, hanging onto that toe hold, and Nagurski took the only way out of that one, which was really a nice, healthy kick there. And Nagurski breaks down that hold of Lopez and gets in there now with a head chancery. It's quite a punishing hold that he's got, and Lopez is trying as hard as he can to get out of it, but he can't do it. Nagurski being a little too strong for him, and he brings him with a smash down to the canvas and still continues with that headlock that he's got there. And Lopez groans again. He's taking plenty of punishment here tonight, and he kicks and squirms, but still he can't get out of it, rolling over onto his face, and Nagurski still continues to hang onto that headlock that he's got. And Lopez is trying to convert it, but he can't do it, and he crashes back to the canvas full of elephants, these boys. They say that Lopez was tested for the part of elephant boy, you know, in that picture that was made out here in Hollywood not so long ago. Well, over against the ropes they go, and the referee breaks them. And watch this, because this is the time that Lopez likes to get in those slams to the body with the elbow if he can do it, and he's applying a punishing toe hold in spite of the fact that Nagurski was out under the bottom rope. And back Lopez struts over to his corner, and the crowd is eating up this bout. And back in the center of the ring the boys are again. And it's Lopez this time with that wrist lock on Nagurski, and he continues to hold it. But there must have been something foul in Denmark there, because the referee didn't like it, and he broke them out of it. And now warily circling around the center of the ring, looking each other over carefully again, back into the referee's hold, and this time it's Lopez that has the Beals. He's just about ready to snap that Beals, but from here we might say it was a stranglehold, and yes, the referee thinks it's a stranglehold too. Referee McDonald's very much on his toes, you know, and he's a little fellow, but it's taking all his strength to try and get Lopez to break it. It looked as though Lopez was going to use that right smash of his to the referee's body. Back in the center of the ring again, and there goes that smash to the midsection, and another warning from the referee. Center of the ring again, looking each other over carefully. Watch that right of Lopez Nagurski, and Nagurski ducks in under that guard and tries to get that toe hold again on Vincent Lopez. But Lopez comes out of it on top this time with an arm stretch. Now, that arm stretch, pretty painful thing, you know, wrestling fans. Lopez's left foot just below Nagurski's armpit, his right foot just below Nagurski's jaw, and he's applying the pressure and tugging at that arm as though he'd tear it out of the socket. And at the same time, he's twisting the wrist there at the joint and probably applying a little pressure onto those very delicate nerves that everyone has in his wrist. That's an old trick of some of the old scientific wrestlers before the days of the modern grunt and groan industry, you know. And still hanging on to that leg stretch, and Nagurski trying as hard as he can to break out of it. The only way that he can do that is to either rise to his feet as he's trying now, or to break out of it with a kick to the midsection or the jaw. It remains to be seen which method he's going to choose to break out of it. He's trying to get up to his feet again, and Lopez continues to hold that arm stretch and also uses that left foot of his to give a kick to the midsection. And now Nagurski is on top with that left foot of Lopez curled up there in that toe hold, and he's trying to convert it into a reverse toe hold, and he hasn't. But there's a smart wrestler for you, ladies and gentlemen. Nagurski pulls Lopez back away from the ropes where he can't have the extra advantage of hanging on there. And Lopez, in his old style, plugs away with that left at the midsection, but there can't be much power behind it from that position. Now he's sitting up, hanging onto those ropes, and referee McDonald goes over and makes him let go again. And Lopez didn't like to let go, but as a matter of fact, he came out the best of that little argument because he's got that leg hold on that left arm of Nagurski's now, and he's trying to get an arm bar on that right arm of Nagurski's. But Nagurski is a little too wary, a little too cautious for him, and he's using his own elbow to smash Lopez back to the canvas. Nevertheless, he continues with that hold on that left leg, and Nagurski is in kind of a bad way there. But now, let's see, both boys had on their back there in the center of the ring, and it's Lopez that's crying in agony this time from that headlock as Nagurski continues to apply it, and the referee asks him if he wants to give up, reaching down occasionally to be sure that stranglehold. Perhaps Lopez is going to come up to a headstand and try and break out of that this time. But no, it's Lopez that's coming out on top here this time, and Nagurski rolling away to get away from that flailing left. Lopez says it's an elbow, you know, but most of the fans and the referees say it's a closed fist. Different angle on this bout here, fans. Now we're going to see Nagurski come in there with all the football training that he learned with that flying tackle of his. Watch him floor Lopez there. Lopez down again, and Nagurski in there trying to take advantage of that, and the bottom, and trying with that top body press to press those shoulders of Lopez to the mat, but he can't do it, and Lopez comes up fighting, flailing away with that right of his in the midsection, and down he crashes to the canvas again, and there comes a second flying tackle. And this time it's a body slam again and a top body press, but no, he hasn't got those shoulders pinned to the mat yet. He drags him up again. He wants to raise him up in that body slam again. There it is, punishing blow, and down to the canvas he goes. And this time Nagurski is on top of him, and it looks as though Vincent Lopez is out like the proverbial light as the first fall in this grand bout ends. Yes, he is out like a light. And imagine if there's a physician in the house. Yes, there is. There he is up there looking Vincent Lopez over, and faithful seconds are carrying him back over to that seat of his in that corner. Well, judging from his condition, it remains to be seen whether he's able to come out and carry on with this second fall. And if he does, Nagurski is going to have a terrific advantage. Nagurski played football, you know, at Minnesota, and that's where he learned those smashing, flying tackle tactics. There goes the bell and the ball back in the center again, and Lopez, looking rather groggy from here, is apparently not going to wrestle. He's going to try and smash that elbow to the midsection. But Nagurski is a little too smart for him. He backs away. He won't give him that opportunity. All he wants is to launch those flying tackles again. He makes the ropes just then. And back in the center of the ring they go again. And Lopez trying to get underneath that guard. And it's just a shame, Nagurski says. I can't wrestle this man. He's out on his feet. but he backs away, and there goes that flying tackle with the shoulder again, and it only remains for one or two more. Here comes that body slam. Down to the canvas he goes, and Nagurski with that top body press, holding him down for the 3 seconds, and Nagurski successfully defends that championship that he won 2 months ago from Dean Detton. A great champion, too, by the way, fans. Back in his corner there with his seconds helping him get into that robe, ready to go back to his dressing room, confident that he has seen a good job and done it. And the winner's hand is being held up, and he receives the acclaim of the crowd. And now let's look over and see what's happening to Vincent Lopez. Well, you can see as well as I, the old boy is pretty groggy there, and his seconds have him back on that stool. They're trying to bring him to, and Nagurski goes over like a good sport and says, you put up a good bout, and I hope sometime I can meet you again. And there goes the champion of the world down through an approving crowd back to the dressing room, while Vincent Lopez in his corner requires the assistance of the house physician and 2 seconds to get him out of those ropes. Well, he really did take a lot of punishment there. He's a defeated challenger, but nobody can say he isn't a game one at all.